one thing that I tell every single couple that has young kids is like, no matter what, we have to make space for each other. We have to make space for the relationship, even if that means just simply checking in with each other at the end of the day for literally 2 minutes. Hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How was your day? Tell me something. Tell me how you're doing. Because what happens for so many people is they start kind of doing this like ships in the night thing.
Yeah.
And they can go for months, sometimes for a year, and not really check in with each other.
Yeah.
Like, how are you really doing? Like, how are you really feeling? But meanwhile, they're going through so much stress, so much overwhelm, but they're not really talking to each other about it. Thinking about this idea that like sex is so much bigger than intercourse. And so if a mom has a vaginal birth, then maybe sexual intercourse is going to be off the table for a little while. And that makes so much sense, and that's good. But it's really important that we don't just shelve sex altogether. And that we don't just put it on the back burner altogether. Because in some ways, you know, the sexual relationship is the only thing that separates us from all the other relationships.
Yeah.
You know? So it's really important that we see that we have to kind of keep maintaining that. Now, that being said, I think, like we were saying earlier, when couples start to feel really disconnected, especially for women, the desire for sex just starts to go out the window. It's like the libido is done. Like there's just no desire. And so I would say more of the starting place is to try to really maintain to be yours and what's going to be mine.
Yeah.
And when they do it the first time, they see how inequitable it is. They're like, whoa, this is really lopsided.
Yeah.
This is really out of balance. And then it's like, okay, well, let's start tweaking it. What can you take off my plate? What can I give you? How can I help you? But what happens for a lot of people is that if they don't have those really intentional conversations, we're getting resentful over time.
Yes.
We start getting snappy. We start getting irritable.
We burn out.
We burn out. We start getting passive aggressive. We start getting aggressive.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so, you know, nobody taught us how to do that. You know, my parents never sat me down and said, okay, someday you're going to have a baby and this is going to be the roles, right?
Yeah.
We all make it up as we go.
Yeah.
We're just trying to do our best, you know?
Yeah.
So we have to make space to have those conversations, to be super intentional about it so everything does feel fair.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to be bad.
And I think I like the idea of writing it down because you could, because you're both so tired, you could say something in passing like, hey babe, this week can you do the dishes? Okay, sure. But if you're sleep deprived,
You're my peanut butter to my jelly.
You're my milk to my Oreos.
You're my everything.
Oh, you're my sunshine.
It's tomato.
It's tomato.
It's potato.
It's potato.
Become a member today.
Here.